By 1983, the Cold War had become a competition of machines. Satellites watched the sky. Computers calculated trajectories. Humans were expected to confirm what the system already decided. One night, the system decided incorrectly. On September 26, 1983, the Soviet Union detected incoming American nuclear missiles. The alert was precise, automated, and urgent. It was also wrong. The early warning system reported that several intercontinental ballistic missiles had been launched from the United States. The protocol was clear. The officer on duty was expected to report the launch up the chain of command, triggering preparations for retaliation. In the logic of nuclear deterrence, delay could mean annihilation. The system was built to compress time until human hesitation disappeared. The officer in that room was Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov. His task was not to decide policy. It was to confirm data and pass it forward. When the screen showed 5 incoming missiles, the computer classified the event as high confidence. The system had been designed precisely to remove doubt. Petrov did not transmit the alert as a confirmed attack. To understand why this moment matters, it is necessary to understand the structure surrounding it. By 1983, Cold War tensions were elevated. The Soviet Union had recently shut down Korean Airlines Flight 007. NATO was conducting military exercises that Moscow interpreted as possible cover for first strike preparations. Both sides relied on nuclear deterrence, the idea that mutual vulnerability prevents war. Deterrence depends on credibility. Credibility depends on the willingness to retaliate instantly. The Soviet early warning system used satellites to detect the infrared signatures of missile launches. It was new, incomplete, and sensitive to false readings. Sunlight reflecting off cloud formations could resemble rocket plumes under certain angles. The designers knew this in theory. The system was still considered operational. When the alert sounded, Petrov faced a narrow window. If he reported a confirmed launch, the information would move upward rapidly. Leaders, fearing decapitation, would have minutes to decide whether to launch in response. The structure was built on the assumption that warning equals action. Petrov hesitated because the data did not match strategic logic. The system showed only 5 missiles. A real American first strike, he reasoned, would involve hundreds, intended to eliminate Soviet retaliation capacity entirely. 5 missiles made little military sense. That inconsistency introduced doubt. He classified the alert as a system malfunction. His decision was not heroic in the cinematic sense. He did not disable machinery or argue publicly with superiors. He interpreted incomplete data and chose not to escalate it. Ground radar later confirmed there were no incoming missiles. The satellites had misread sunlight on high-altitude clouds. The incident reveals a structural paradox inside nuclear deterrence. The system is designed to eliminate hesitation, yet survival may depend on hesitation. Automation accelerates response, but automation also amplifies error. The more credible the deterrent posture becomes, the narrower the margin for human judgment. Petrov's choice was not formally rewarded. He was questioned for failing to follow strict reporting procedures. His deviation exposed an uncomfortable truth: rigid adherence to protocol can increase risk when systems are imperfect. The architecture of deterrence assumes technical reliability. It cannot tolerate uncertainty without destabilizing itself. The Cold War did not end that night. Policies did not shift immediately. But the event demonstrated that the balance between peace and catastrophe could hinge on interpretation rather than ideology. Nuclear war was not avoided because both sides were calm. It was avoided because one officer doubted a machine. The broader pattern extends beyond that room. Complex systems increasingly compress decision time while expanding destructive capacity. They promise safety through speed and automation. Yet as complexity grows, so does the probability of error. Stability becomes dependent on individuals willing to question outputs designed to be unquestionable. The false alarm of 1983 was not a near miss in the dramatic sense of missiles arcing towards cities. It was a demonstration of how apocalypse can be manufactured accidentally by logic itself. The system functioned exactly as built. The flaw was not sabotage or madness. It was the assumption that certainty can be engineered. Nuclear deterrence rests on the belief that rational actors will avoid self-destruction. The Petrov incident suggests a quieter truth. Survival may depend less on perfect systems than on imperfect humans who hesitate at the right moment.